Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to Geno's Bad Games. Last time we took care of Alar, but apparently there's some more secrets that we don't know that Alistair's been keeping from Moors, and we're about to find out, I think, because 15 years earlier, having fled it for so long, you must now face Moors and risk his wrath. He deserves to know the truth behind the death of his wife and child. The truth about what happened in Riverlands 15 years ago.
What we are about to do, I will never forgive myself for.
We have our orders, Alistair. You know well enough that we have no choice. If you had taken a moment to think before saving your friend, we wouldn't be here right now.
Don't play the innocent with me. You spoke of it to our liege lord, knowing full well how he'd react.
Do you seriously believe he would have known nothing of it? How very naive of you, brother.
So it would seem. Because the more I see of you, the more ashamed I am that the two of us share blood. You can be sure that once we're finished here, I will make you pay.
Come, Alistair. We both know you'll do nothing to me.
We shall see.
Yeah, this is not gonna go well.
Here we are. Better if you take care of it. I will search the house.
Alistair, why are you here? Have you received news of Moors? Has something happened?
Unfortunately, yes.
Have you heard anything of Moors? Where is he? Is he well?
He is far from here, woman. And it would surprise me if you were to see him again.
Who is this man?
Serena,
You're frightening me, Alistair. Why won't you say anything?
You know our orders. Best not to put it off any longer.
silence, squire.
Very well. Do as you please. But I will not delay my part.
What is he saying? What is he talking about?
I beg you, do not move.
What do you mean? You are in my house. You cannot give me orders.
I am sorry, Serena. I am so very sorry.
Sorry for what?
Moors should have followed our Lord's orders. Had he taken those lives that day, he would not be paying the price for it now. When I think of it, what a damn stubborn fool. This is what your husband's honor has reduced us to.
So this is why you've come? The Lion has sent his executioners.
Serena,
You know that I am proud of Moors' decision. The honor you condemn is what makes him the man I love. You are here now because you lack his courage, but you still have a choice.
I'm sorry, but if I don't carry out these orders, others will come in my place, and my own family will suffer the same fate.
If you must, then take my life and mine alone. At least spare my daughter. I'm sure that will satisfy your lord.
I cannot do that. I'm sorry.
Then you are nothing more than a coward.
Mother, Mother!
Tyre! Oh, Mother, have mercy! Out of my way! Tyre! Tyre! Stop it, you bastard! Tyre! Leave her alone! Open the door, you animal!
I cannot do that.
Oh, this is awful.
Well, That was entertaining.
Stay away from me, Valar.
Did it go as you had hoped? Personally, I had not thought it would be as much fun. It was delicious.
You soulless bastard, how dare you!
No, Alistair, calm yourself, I beg you.
If you didn't have Sarwick blood in you, you'd already be dead. Let that be a reminder, lest you ever forget. Now be gone, before I change my mind.
You'll pay for that, Alistair. I swear it.
Alright guys, here we go. We're just gonna go into it. Valar's dead. Another life consumed in the endless Game of Thrones. You thought that at last you had your revenge, but with one final taunt, Valar revealed the role that Alistair played in the death of your family. Still in shock at this revelation, you must confront your friend and learn the truth.
How could I have been so blind? Your bastard brother could never have guessed where they were hidden without help. It all makes sense now. This is why you've avoided the subject ever since we met up with each other again. That story of outlaws was a deliberate lie. Outlaws, my ass. You have nothing to say? So this is the reason for your torment for the last 15 years, brother. This is what made you leave everything here, isn't it? Tell me, Alistair, what did it feel like to kill them? Answer me! How could you do this, you son of a bitch? They trusted you. I trusted you.
I had no choice, Mors. You refused to follow our liege lord's orders. He had to punish you, as an example to others. You, one of his most faithful knights, betrayed him.
I did what seemed right. How could you let them condemn my family?
And why didn't you obey him? You had orders. You were supposed to kill Prince Rhaegar Targaryen's wife and children. We had won the war. You know well why we had to do it. We needed to kill them. To bring peace to the realm. What were you thinking? Did you think the Lannisters would let you do as you please?
Of course not! I knew I would be punished for my crime, and I was ready to accept that. But my family did not deserve the same fate. The choice was mine. The punishment should have been mine. That's why I hid them. This was why I asked you, my friend, my brother, to watch over them. And instead, you betrayed me.
I was obeying my orders.
You were the one who convinced me to take the Black. 15 years, Alistair. I stayed at the godforsaken wall for 15 years, thinking my family was safe. It was your idea. You're the one who convinced me they would be happier knowing I was alive. It was all horse shit!
I thought I would be able to keep all of you safe, Mors. Things did not work out as I'd planned. When I learned of the punishment they had planned for you, I immediately stepped in on your behalf. To save your life, I convinced you to take the Black, and I thought I could help protect your family. But the Lannisters would not be humiliated. They agreed to let you live, but not without a price. They asked for one thing in return. Your life for your families. Do you have any idea what this cost me?
You should have refused!
You cannot refuse an order given by Tywin Lannister, Mors. I also had a family to protect. If I had refused to obey, someone else would have done it. He would have then returned to Riverspring and done the same to my family. You condemned your family by refusing to follow orders. Once again, you did as you pleased. You killed them yourself. You knew what would happen. You and your bloody nature. If you'd just done what you were ordered to 15 years ago, we wouldn't be here now.
You made your choices and I mine. We've avoided the consequences for 15 years, but it's time to face them.
I don't want to fight you, but I shall do what must be done.
Come forward, Alistair.
Here we go, guys. And I can use my doggy. I don't know if this is going to work too well on him, but we'll use some wildfire. Well, that was quick.
What's going on here? How dare you enter the throne room?
We'll take care of them and continue from where we left
I
off.
figured it'd
You've
be.
made the right decision for once, my friend.
Drop your weapons immediately!
And don't even think of fleeing. We'll finish what we've started.
Did you hear what I said? Surrender or die!
The double-edged sword will fight its last fight.
The doggy went down. Get up, Moors, get up. I don't know if the dog's gonna get back up or not. Oh man. That's pretty satisfying. Of course, now we gotta continue our duel.
Let's end this madness, Moors. It serves no purpose.
You made your choice, traitor. It is your fault that my family was massacred.
My fault? My fault? You had as much part in their deaths as I. Yes, I struck the final blow, but your decision set the events in motion. You chose to go against your Lord and Master's orders, whereas I obeyed him. It was your decision that led to their death. You have to stop trying to place all the blame on me.
You betrayed me.
I had to, for my family, for my house, for my people. They are the ones that would have suffered the consequences if I hadn't.
You killed innocent people, then fled Westeros to escape your guilt. I chose to save an innocent family, and was willing to pay the price for it.
Moors, Serena's cries haunt me every night. My exile, my faith. There is no light, no flame that can brighten the dark memory of your dead wife in my arms.
Stop! Enough!
And good, I get my doggy back. I don't think wildfire's gonna work on him, but we'll try it anyway.
All-powerful R'hllor, give me strength and guide my blade to victory. The light of the Lord. I feel its heat inside me.
Oh man.
So the Lord of Light has decided my role here is done. I'm ready to join him now. I suppose it is how it should be. I made choices, believing they were for the best, and they've led me here. All those I cared for, all those who mattered to me, they're all dead. And I could do nothing to save any of them. Kill me, Moors. Free me of this burden I can no longer bear.
Farewell, my brother.
So, Sir Moors, you are the sole survivor of this sinister tale. It is always so sad to see such an old friendship come to ruin.
I have no patience for your honeyed words, eunuch. Give me the child, quickly.
Very well, sir. You have earned it well. Take him.
Earned? No victory should require so much sacrifice. But I imagine that you have it all planned out, do you not? To you, we are nothing more than flies trapped in your webs of intrigue.
You do imagine such dark things about me, my friend. Tell me rather, what do you plan to do with the child?
I will care for him.
He should not remain in the Seven Kingdoms. And consequently, neither should I. I will raise him, away from all this intrigue.
You don't plan on bringing him to the wall, do you? Such a young child?
That is not what I had in mind.
You plan to desert then, sir. A courageous choice. May you find peace with him at your side. I am certain that you will take excellent care of him.
Indeed, Varys. May I never have the pleasure of seeing you again.
Alright, let's find out what happens to Moors.
We'll be safe here. I don't know if I'd be a good father to you. I'm a warrior, a hunter, a killer. That's all I know how to do. At the least, you will learn how to survive, and that's a good start in life.
Uh-oh.
Already? I see. Wait for me here. This won't take long.
There he is. Give yourself up, deserter. You don't stand a chance.
Well, that was a rather short ending. You know, I think what we're going to do, instead of letting these credits roll right here, is we're going to find out what happens if I take the child to the wall. Hang on 1 second.
You do imagine such dark things about me, my friend. Tell me rather, what do you plan to do with the child?
The child deserves a better father than myself. My life has been naught but fighting and suffering. You have proven yourself more trustworthy than I would have dared to believe, Varys. The gods leave me with little choice. I'm entrusting the child to your care. Try to take him to safety. Do not make me regret this decision, or I will find you.
I trust you on that front, sir. But do not fret. I will ensure that the child is no longer exposed to the trials and tribulations of the kingdom. He will grow up in the East. It is best for him as well as for Westeros. And you? I suppose you intend to return to the war?
I belong to the Night's Watch. For this night, and all the nights to come.
And so it ends. It's time to reap what you've sown and face your fate. I don't know if I trust Varys, but I guess we'll find out.
We have gathered today to judge a traitor who chose to break his oath by attempting to desert. By giving your word, you became part of a family. An order which was formed before the Seven Kingdoms even existed. We are the only defense between the Seven Kingdoms and darkness. We cannot fail. Obey your vows. Remain faithful to the Night's Watch, and you will live in honor. Attempt to desert, and you...
I give them false hope, Jor. Most of these babes will be dead before winter comes.
Mors, you're alive!
No. Whether of cold, a wildling's axe, or your own cowardice, you are all just marking time. We are already dead. All of us. Accept it.
Well, that was sad. So as it turns out, either way, I mean, granted, this is Game of Thrones. You shouldn't be really surprised that the ending was gonna be happy or not happy. Shouldn't be surprised at that. You know, what did I like about this game? I like the story, even though I definitely did not like playing as Alistair. I mean, he had some cool powers and stuff, don't get me wrong, but I had a feeling he'd done some stuff, and turned out he did. Once you got the hang of it, the fighting was cool, but then again, the glitches in the game and that would happen where you couldn't fight and stuff like that. Finally, I figured out how to fix it, but this game is pretty glitchy. The camera work is on the cutscenes is terrible. You could tell that they didn't use a ton of voice actors, considering the fact Mors' wife, I'm pretty sure Alistair's sister and about 14,000 other people were the same voice actress. I mean, granted, you gotta save money on developing games. I get that, but yeah, it wasn't a terrible game. I wish it wouldn't have been as glitchy. I wish it was easier to know about your side quests. I mean, they're in the log or whatever, but you know, you couldn't get Alistair's best equipment without running into a guy by chance in chapter 2, stopping him from committing suicide, and then like in chapter 10 or whatever, you can buy stuff from him when he joins the Red Priests. Stuff like that bothers me. I'm cool with getting equipment on side quests and stuff, like good equipment, but not the best equipment in the game. That should not be the case. I liked that Mors had a little bit to his combat with the dog. I thought that was kind of cool. Just kind of gave a different take on it. I hated that it was so hard to get money to buy equipment in this game. Thankfully, I mean, I was able to scrounge enough at the end to figure it out. I think if you do all the side quests, you'd be fine. But that's just it. You shouldn't have to do the side quests if they're optional. I mean, they did say if you didn't do them after a while, they'd be marked as failure. And that's fine too. But if they needed to be done, they should have been part of the main quest. That being said, it took you out of the story because a lot of things were time sensitive, but it's like you've got all the time in the world to do these side quests. I'd never understood that in any RPG. There should never be a timed event, but all of a sudden you can go and do 2-3 side quests, and that timed event will wait for you. I know some older games like Daggerfall, you could miss things and then you couldn't finish the game. I mean, I don't want to see that either, but there needs to be a balance there. Side quests should be able to happen when there's not a timed event going on. But all in all, I enjoyed playing the game. I am going to play through the DLC next. I figured I might as well do it. It's supposed to happen, I believe it's something like 10 years before this game. and it's about Moors up at the wall. It's before he met the dog. I think you meet the dog on the quest. So I am going to do that. But all in all, I enjoy playing the game. Would I play through it again and try to get the other endings or whatever? No, probably not. Maybe someday. Because I would like to see what happened if I completed everything and how good Alistair could get with his best equipment and everything. So, I mean, there's things like that. But am I going to play through it right away? No. Just the DLC. But yeah, would I recommend the game? Maybe to hardcore fans of Game of Thrones would like it. One thing I really didn't like is how it danced around all the stuff you know. You know, they would mention in a side comment Jon Snow. They would mention the Hound, and they'd mention the Mountain, and all these other characters. And granted, you get to meet Varys, and they got the voice actor to do it, but you didn't get to. I would have loved to have interacted with more characters, especially someone like the Mountain, who you barely saw on the show until the episode The Viper and the Mountain, or Mountain and the Viper, whatever it was called, whenever they fought. Then he started showing up more, but before that, what is it? They've had 3 different actors play the part, and you barely saw him in the first few seasons. You could have interacted with someone like him who was off doing stuff. You know, maybe had to, I don't know, maybe there would have been some DLC where, you know, you could have done a mission with him or something. I know you couldn't fight him because you wouldn't be able to beat the guy, but at least, you know, canonically. And I think that's what they're trying to do, is they were trying to dodge canon, but it would have been neat if you could have interacted with some of the different people. But, you know, if you would have saw Jon Snow up at the wall even. And whenever they had the Queen, it didn't, of course, sound like her. Because it wasn't her. You know, things like that. Little things like that bothered me. I wish it would have interacted more. I mean, it was cool to have Jor up at the wall and Varys and a couple others, but it would have been neat to have Littlefinger and just guys, even if you wouldn't have fought them or whatever, it would have been nice to be able to at least interacted with them a little bit. You know, just little things like that would have made this a better Game of Thrones game. So yeah, I enjoyed the game, and like I said, I might eventually play through and do it again to where I get everything and beat every mission and things like that, but not probably anytime soon. So anyway, that's going to be all, at least for the main story of Game of Thrones RPG on Geno's Bad at Games. Again, I'm going to be playing the DLC next, so I hope you guys will join me for that.